So Gernot Rohr and his new contract situation has been in the news. Amaju Pinnick coming on TV to state certain things about the contract, and the NFF actually giving a release concerning certain stipulations and clauses that are included in that contract. And I spoke with Lolade Adewuyi, the convener of African Digital Sports Conference, and also a renowned sports journalist, to get his thoughts concerning Gernot Rohr and the tricky contract situation.
So I'm talking with Lolade Adewuyi, the convener of African Digital Sports Conference, and he's going to be sharing his thoughts on Gernot Rohr and the contract situation that we currently have with the NFF. And now, the NFF president, Amaju Pinnick, on a certain station, has said that they're going to be offering Gernot Rohr a new contract, but I think what people have really come out against are the terms that are listed in that particular contract, especially what he said. And I'm going to be getting your thoughts on that now, Lolade. I think Gernot Rohr, he has been one person that has really proven himself over time, especially since he came in 2016. We've seen progress with the side. And it's only fair enough that he gets a new contract since we're getting to progress at the side as a national team. But the stipulations in those contracts are things that I'm going to be really getting your thoughts on now. And it says that it's going to be paid in Naira. That's one. And the second is that they are going to mandate him to stay in Nigeria for a certain period. Do you think those things are really necessary, especially the part of him staying in Nigeria for a certain period for him to scout some players, for him to involve some players in the local?
Thank you for having me on the Guardian podcast. I believe that the NFF is trying to cover up many things. You have a coach who's worked successfully in the terms agreed in his previous contract that's coming to an end in June. He's worked well. You have to look at before he took over, Nigeria had not qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations consecutively, and also taking charge and taking us to the semi-final of the Africa Cup of Nations, getting us to the World Cup, even though we didn't go past the first round. But you can see that he's building a team of young players, and that is also keeping in line with the vision of Amaju Pinnick, the president of Nigeria Football Federation, who stated, remember after the was it a CHAN in 2015 that Sunday Olise went with some boys and said many of the players from those countries are really young, and he's looking to have a Super Eagles are made up of young players, who are willing to fight for the team. So you can see that Gernot Rohr is consistently building a young team, and he's giving opportunities to many of his players born abroad, which is also keeping in line with Amaju Pinnick's thoughts, because Pinnick has been the one really chasing many of his boys to commit to the Super Eagles. So for what he was handed in the first contract, I think he's achieved it. So now putting all these new obstacles in place, I think Pinnick is playing to the gallery. Pinnick is under pressure by many people in football to ensure that Gernot Rohr lives in Nigeria. He pays taxes in Nigeria, which is fine. If the NFF has been, if Gernot Rohr has not been paying taxes, then the NFF is guilty and of cover up and should be investigated. A coach not paying taxes, you should pay taxes to the country where you earn. I feel also it shows that there's a lot of financial pressure on the Nigerian Football Federation to meet up with obligations. In the past, since about 2017, the salaries have been paid by the oil group, ITIL, the sponsors of the NFF. And I believe they've been paying everything in dollars. So maybe now there's pressure on ITIL. They cannot afford to pay more dollars, or maybe ITIL is no longer interested in paying salaries of the coaches. So there are so many things we don't know in this part, but these are the signals that I'm getting. When you work with us, this is where you should live. We're going to give you accommodation in Abuja or Lagos. And the terms of agreement is you have 21 days leave in the year. So this is typical agreement, if you look at it in its real sense. But why now? Why now? Even Stephen Keshi, the previous coach, didn't get anything like you should stay in Nigeria, you must live in Nigeria. Neither did Sanjo Ise. They were not even offered accommodation. I mean, they were only given hotel rooms to stay in. So if the NFF is going to provide Gernot Rohr with a home, furnished home or something, or give him allowance for rent a home of his own in Abuja or Lagos, and say this, you must be at your job for so number of days in a year, and then be able to do this. I think it's in the contract, but why now? Why? Because I believe the why is because there's a lot of pressure on the NFF.
All right.